Crooked Hooker was conceived by an older supporter and an ex-player captain who was one of our brackets consortium, a guy named Mike Roper and Mike Warrington, who was a county cricketer. They decided that it'd be a good idea if we had an old players society, and I think the first name they came up with was Past Players Association, PPA, and I was secretary at that time, and they came to see me and said, "What do you think?" And I said I thought it was a good idea, but PPA really wasn't the thing. In our old club in the Harleston Road, which was the ground that we sold and the money's built the Sturridge Pavilion, we had a players bar there, and it was called the Crooked Hooker. Initially on a very cold day in December 26 years ago, under the old stand, freezing cold, a barrel of beer, and a lot of former players and friends got together, had a laugh, and it went from then. I think a couple of years later we bought the Bowls Club, and so we suddenly inherited the old Bowls Pavilion, which of course is the Crooked Hooker home now, and as you know, it stands out a bit like a sore thumb in all that wonderful ground.
It's another characteristic of Northampton Saints.
I think it's tremendous for rugby, and I think it's what a lot of the rugby clubs are missing nowadays. And I look back to my days at Sale, and I used to love Hayward Road, and I love the characters involved. That there were people who played, but also the ex-players, and I think this club has still got that. It's got the hooker and it's got the ex-players who is still involved with the club, and Piggy is the leading light in terms of those ex-players.
One of the key successes of Northampton, which Keith Barwell sort of did in the early days of when we went to a professionalism, was to maintain that link with the past, and it's important that we keep, in memory those players that have played for the club, the link with them, and from the amateur era into this new professional era.
We do raise a lot of money from the dinners and events that we have there, and that all goes, or the majority of it now goes through to the academy, which of course is the future of Northampton Rugby Club.
Not only is it a great place to go and have a beer and have something to eat, but also it helps the club in providing valuable funds.
It does a real unseen job there, and they do look to they make a little bit of money in there in terms of what we do before and during games, food and drink, and any of that help that they can make towards helping some of our younger players, they do, and it's a massive benefit, and we're very grateful to the hooker and for David for organising that.
It is such a unique place, and unique in rugby, and we've been told that by many people, even people from the RFU said don't lose this, it is unique, it's a one-off.
We decided just to write after all.